it's Wolfychu.
And Sweetotunes.
And a lot of you guys have been asking us to tell the story about how we first met.
It's very cheesy, but here we go.
It all started almost 5 years ago. I found this boy who called himself Jordan Sweeto one day through one of the videos on his YouTube channel. I thought that he seemed like a really cute and funny person, so I followed him on there and on his social media.
She actually just followed him because she felt sorry for him, because he was so ugly and so desperate.
As if!
What? It's true.
Jeez, no it's not.
If you're gonna tell the story, you have to tell it the truth.
I am
The truth.
I am telling the truth.
We both kind of talked on and off online for a long time, and I remember every time she would reply to my tweets, I would get kind of happy.
It's weird to think at one point I even made a fan art for him. He was pretty much my senpai.
What a little fangirl.
Excuse me.
Did you call me senpai?
I always wanted to be better friends and get to know him more, but this didn't happen until a whole 3 years later, when he randomly messaged me on Twitter one day. Then he asked if he could add me on Skype, and we started talking on there every day for hours at a time.
Literally like 10 hours a day.
I remember the first time we got into a Skype call, and I was so shy to talk, and especially to get on camera. But then when we did get into a video call, this one ended up being more shy than me at first.
I thought that I was gonna be the confident one in the first camera call, but yeah, I wasn't. I was like hiding my face because I didn't want her to see it in case she thought it was ugly. I don't know.
I knew your face already.
Yeah, I know, but you never saw it like in Skype, so I don't know.
How's it different from seeing it in video?
It's not, but it still is different somehow. I don't know.
I don't know.
I remember that in the first cam call that we ever did, she just randomly signed off in the middle of our conversation. I was like, what? Where did you go? Does she hate me? But it turns out that her phone just died, so I was worrying for nothing.
That probably didn't help. I was just in the chat being like, lol, sorry, my phone died.
Lol.
I'm sorry, lol. It was crazy how many things we had in common, like our love for Nintendo, Owl City, we both love drawing.
And animals.
I thought you were gonna say anime.
And anime too.
We're both weebs. After a short time of talking, I realized that I was beginning to fall for him.
Why are you just screaming for no apparent
He
reason?
licked me!
After a couple of weeks of talking on Skype, I kind of felt that way too. I felt like even though we hadn't met before, that there was something special about her, and I wanted to... I don't know, I just... Why are you smiling at me? I just wanted to find out more about her, and back then it was just about being friends, but I just wanted to be her best friend. What? Why are you giving me goo-goo eyes?
I can smell your drool.
What? What do you mean?
You licked my face and I can smell it. Yeah, I didn't know how or if I'd ever be able to tell him about how I felt. And another problem was that he was living in Australia while I was all the way over in Europe.
Just a tiny problem.
We were literally on opposite sides of the world.
Even though it was really difficult being so far apart, it actually kind of worked out for our sleeping schedule because she would have a regular one and I would stay up till 7 a.m. every single night or morning, I guess.
Yeah, even if we'd spent like the whole day in call, sometimes it just didn't feel enough. So there were many nights where like after we'd say goodnight, I would stay up late waiting for him to wake up so we could talk again that day.
There were also nights where I would say goodnight and go to sleep, but I wouldn't go to sleep. I would be thinking about her, so... And then I would sign back on the Skype and be like, hi, I'm still awake.
That made me happy. Then by this point we decided that we had to meet each other, so I booked tickets to come to Australia for September that year.
After me trying to convince her for a couple weeks.
He said that if I didn't buy my ticket, he would. I would never forget the moment I saw him for the first time. He ran to me and hugged me super tightly.
I probably looked like the biggest dork to people just standing by and watching.
It was cute though. It felt so surreal to be with him like that after only ever being able to see him on my computer screen. I thought that we were going to be really shy around each other, at least for the first little bit, but we got really comfortable really fast. He held my hand on the way back to his car and he kept hugging me every time we stopped at a red light. The time that I was in Australia with him was honestly the happiest time of my life.
I didn't think I could meet anybody who would make me feel the same way that she made me feel.
We had so much fun together and made so many special memories. He took me to so many different places and introduced me to all of his family and his friends.
And we played Pokemon Go every single day.
It was true. We went out for drives at night and we'd be out till like 5 a.m. catching Pokemon. It was great.
I remember that first day that we met when I drove her home and we hung out for the night. I realized then and there that I couldn't be without her anymore. I had known for a long time, speaking with her over Skype, that I thought she was the girl for me, but just seeing her in person that night just made it clear to me that she was the one. What?
You can cut that out, right?
Nope, we're leaving that in.
No!
We're really sorry. This video is very cheesy, but everybody was requesting it, so this is your own fault.
It was the same for me. I also knew on the night that we first met that he was the one for me. And then exactly 10 days after we met, he asked me to be his girlfriend.
You remember exactly how many days it took me to ask you? And it was really sad when the time came that she had to go back home because she booked a return ticket.
It was okay though, because as soon as I got home, I immediately started making plans to return to Australia, this time permanently. So after just 3 weeks of being apart, I was back here.
Those 3 weeks were really hard though. I remember that. I remember staring at the screen on Skype call and just feeling really sad that you weren't here.
It was really hard to be apart.
We're both really clingy.
True.
And that's the story. We've been together here ever since.
And I've never been happier. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We also did a video over on my channel talking about how much of a clumsy anime girl Wolfie is in real life.
So if you want to go check that out, the link will be in the description down below. I also have a Patreon where I share my works in progress and lots of other cool rewards, so you should go check that out if you want. Thank you again for watching. Bye!